Hello guys, welcome to Anita Crochets. My name is Anita. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a front twist sweater. I really have seen this for a long time. I have seen this for like a year now, and I was trying to figure out how I can work the twist that looks exactly how it looks in the knitted sweaters, and I think I found a trick on how to do that. So first of all, I am going to be using a 3.5 millimeter hook, 3.5, and you'll need a pair of scissors, a tape measure, and then your yarn. My yarn is 100 grams, Robin 100% acrylic and chunky. So whichever yarn you have, please just make sure it is 3 ply. So first of all, I am going to make a knot and get my hook into the loop like this. And I'm going to chain a total of 15 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 13, 14, 15. So once you have your 15 chains done, you're going to chain 2, and into the third chain stitch from the hook, you're going to work a double crochet, and you're going to yarn over and work a double crochet into the next chain stitch, and just continue working one double crochet into every chain stitch until you come to the end of your row. So here we are. I have done my first row, and now I'm going to chain 2 and turn my work. Work one double crochet into the very first stitch. Work one double crochet into the next stitch, and I'm going to continue working one double crochet into every stitch until I come to the end. So I have 2 rows complete. You're going to follow the very same step to make the next 3 rows. So in total we have to have 5 rows. Okay, so just follow the same steps until you have a total of 5, and let me meet you there. So I have my 5 rows complete, and you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and this is what I am trying to do. As you can see how this actually looks, that's exactly what we are going to do. We are going to chain 2 and turn our work. I'm going to work one double crochet into this very first stitch, and I'm going to continue working one double crochet into every stitch until I come to the last stitch. It's in the last stitch that I'm going to make my increase. Okay, so this is it, and into this very last stitch I am going to work 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Okay, now chain 2, turn your work. Into this very first stitch you're going to work 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Okay, so now you're just going to continue working one double crochet into every stitch until you come to the end of your row. So basically we are just working an increase on one side. I'm just going to show you one more time, and I'll leave you work the other rows on your own. You're going to chain 2 and turn your work. Work one double crochet into every stitch until you get to the very last stitch. In the very last stitch you're going to work 2 double crochets to end the row. So here we are. In this very last stitch you're going to work 2 double crochets, in the very same stitch. So chain 2, turn your work, work 2 double crochets in this very first stitch. And from here you're going to continue working one double crochet into every stitch until you get to the very end of the row. And this is it. So see what we have created. Okay, and it brings us to this. So I'm just going to count the number of rows which you're going to work an increase on one side of this whole piece. So far we have worked 1 2 3 4. Okay, and here it is 1 2 3 4 5, and then the increase starts from here. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so here we only have 4 rows. Okay, if you complete this, it is 4 rows, and I want you to add 2 more rows after this so that we have a total of 6 rows for the increase. And let me meet you there, then I can show you what to do. So as you can see, we have a total of 11 rows from the top, the 5 that we made that were normal rows, and then an increase right here for 6 rows. Now we are going to work an increase on this side, and this is where our armpits are going to go. Okay, so from here, as you can see, I have worked it from the top up to here. So I am going to start working this part to this part. That means we are going to be increasing on both sides. And this is how we are going to do it. So we are going to chain 2 and turn our work. Into this very first stitch, we are going to work 3 double crochets. So 1 2 and then 3 in the very same stitch. Now from here, we are going to work 1 double crochet into every stitch until we get to the very last stitch. Work 1 double crochet into every stitch until you get to the very last stitch. And now into this very last stitch, we are going to work 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. Please make sure that the 3 double crochets are on this side of the increase, and then 2 double crochets of the increase are on this side. Don't mistake the 2. So chain 2, turn your work. For this next row, we are going to do exactly the same. 2 double crochets into the very first stitch, and then work 1 double crochet into every stitch until you get to the very last stitch. And in the very last stitch is where we are going to work an increase of 3 double crochets into the very same stitch. So I am here. Into this very last stitch, we are going to work 3 double crochets in the very same stitch. That's 1 2 3. Okay, so we have 3 double crochets in the very same stitch right here. And now you're going to chain 2 and turn your work. As you can see, I am working the very last row right here. 3 double crochets into the very first stitch, and then 1 double crochet into every stitch until I get to the very last stitch. And in the very last stitch, I am going to work 2 double crochets in the very same stitch. So let me meet you there once you have your 2 double crochets in the very last stitch, and then I can show you what to do. Now, as you can see, I have 2 pieces, and I want you to follow the very same steps from the beginning up to the end for the left piece. So work the very same steps for this left piece. Once you have 2 pieces on your left and on your right, I'm going to come back and show you what to do. So grab your left piece and chain 2, turn your work, work 1 double crochet into every stitch. Okay, I'm going to be working on both the pieces because I have a result I want us to have that is different from one side of the piece and the other. So work 1 double crochet from here up to here. Okay, so let me meet you when you're in your very last stitch on this side. So once you're here in your very last stitch, you are going to work 2 double crochets in the very same stitch. So you can see, since I've already worked my armpit, I'm now going to go straight just down the ribs in the sides. Okay, so now chain 2 and turn your work. Work 2 double crochets in this very first stitch, and then work 1 double crochet into every stitch until you get to the end of the row. And let me meet you there. Follow the very same step. When you get here, chain 2, turn your work 1 double crochet into every stitch. When you get to the very last one on this side, work 2 double crochets. So literally work this step complete and then follow the next step. Sorry, follow the very same step for the next row. And let me meet you once you have your other row complete. So you can see I have worked a total of 1, 2, 3 rows, okay? From under the armpit, okay? Because this is where our armpit is going to go. So in total, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I have 17 rows in total, and I am working for a size medium. But I'm hoping that for a size small, it can also fit. Or if you're small, you can just have this on and let it look like an oversized sweater. I am working this for the very first time, so I cannot share how many rows to work for your size large. But what I can say is, please measure yourself, and as you work these increases, make sure that it gets you to at least almost just an inch or an inch and a half from the middle of your bust of the front. Okay, so please measure this on yourself so you can just get to understand whether to add more rows or to just stop here. Okay, you are going to have to cut your yarn from here. Remember, I'm working 2 pieces differently, and I will have to elaborate even on the other piece. So from here, cut your yarn, get your yarn, and then insert it to this end. Okay, and get through it like that, and then chain 2, work 1 single crochet into the very first stitch, work 1 single crochet into the next stitch, and do the same until you have 10 stitches left. So just do this until you have 10 stitches left on the other side to complete the row, and that's where I'm going to show you what to do. So from here, please be very, very attentive, because I am doing something very different from what we all know about sweaters. So let me just count my stitches so I can be sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So those are 10 stitches. And here is where I'm going to just work a few chains. So I had 10 stitches left. Now I'm just going to work 10 chains. 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10. The essence of this is to make a split like this. Okay, so if you're working for a size large, please make sure this gap is 10 stitches. Okay, 10 stitches from here up to here. Or you can just use your tape measure and measure up to like 3 inches. I advise 3 inches of the split. And now here I am going to chain 2 and work 1 double crochet into the 3rd chain stitch from the hook, and then work 1 double crochet into every stitch and chain stitch until you get to the end of this row. And that's where I'm going to meet you and show you how it actually looks like. Please make sure you have 10 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now from here we are going to work 1 double crochet into every stitch until we get to the end of the row. And that's where I'm going to meet you and show you what to do. So here we are, and this is how it looks like. Okay, so we have worked a split, and now from there we are going to work a decrease until we get back down, like all the way down. So now here I'll just work a few rows and show you what to do, then I can move to the other piece and let you work this to the finished line. So you're going to chain 2, turn your work 1 double crochet into every stitch until you get to this part, and there this time we are going to work a decrease. So I'm just going to show you once you get there and show you how to work your decrease and how to start your next row of the decrease, and then I'll let you work the next rows on your own. So let me meet you there once you have your two stitches left, so I can show you how to work your decrease and start your next row. So once you have 2 stitches left, like you can see, I'm going to work a decrease like this. Literally, you're just going to work 2 double crochet together in the next 2 stitches, and then chain 2, turn your work 2 double crochet together, or you can just work a double crochet into the second stitch like that, and then work 1 double crochet into every stitch until you get to the end of the row, and just do those 2 steps repeatedly until you have made a decrease and we have it up to like here. So like until you have like 15 stitches left. Okay, so let me let you work that on your own. Go on and on and on. Okay, it's according to what length you want for your sweater. If you want it very cropped, you can just work a few more rows. If you want it like a little longer and it can sort of like cover part of your ribs until where your high waist pants could go, you can just work more rows until you have like 15 stitches left. So let me see, you can work that for the next okay, this is where we last made an increase. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So if we have already 3 rows complete, let me assume you have completed this row and we have 3 rows left, you have like 6 rows to go. Okay, so let me let you work that until you come to the end of it, and then I can get back and show you how to work this other piece. So this is where I am, and now here you're going to get your second piece. Chain 2, we are just going to do exactly what we did for the other one. We are going to work 3 rows of an increase on one side, and that's this side of the cleavage, and then no more rows on this side of the armpit. So from here you are going to work 2 double crochets in the very first stitch, and then work 1 double crochet into every stitch until you get to the end of the row on the other side. And on the other side you are going to chain 2, double crochet 1 into every stitch until you get to the very last stitch on this end, and work 2 double crochets in that. So literally we have to have 3 rows of an increase on one side, and the other side of the armpit should be straight. So there is just one different thing about what you're going to do when you get at that point for this side of your right piece of the sweater, and that's exactly where I want to show you before I can let you work the other part on your own. So we are right here, This is the end. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to chain 2, turn my work 1 double crochet into every stitch until I get to the very last stitch, and in the very last stitch I'm going to work 2 double crochets. So I'm going to let you work this until the end. When you get here, you work 2 double crochets in the very same stitch, and chain 2, turn your work 2 double crochets when you're starting the next row, and 1 double crochet into every stitch until the end. So literally we are just working this part. If you can see from here, this is where we were. So we are just working these 3 rows right here. So here should be straight, and there should be an increase right here for the 3 rows from the part where you stopped working your part that goes under the armpit. So let me meet you once you have 2 rows complete, and then I can show you how to work the next row. So now I have my 3 rows complete. As you can see, this is how it looks like. Now I'm going to chain 2 and turn my work. I'm going to work 1 single crochet for this row into every stitch until I have 10 stitches left. So this is where now it gets a little bit different from what you were initially doing. For the last piece we made a split, and for this piece we are going to make a keyhole. Okay, some sort of like hole, and you just work 1 single crochet until you have 10 stitches left. So let's count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So we have 10 stitches left. What you're going to do is you're going to chain 4 1 2 3 4, okay, and count and skip 4 stitches 1 2 3 4, and now into the 5th you're going to work a single crochet and work 1 single crochet into every stitch until you get to the end of the row. This is my very first time to work this, and I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I hope all is good, all is well, and I hope it all turns out the way I planned it to. And now from here you're going to work a decrease. You're going to first work 1 row of double crochet that is normal without a decrease. So chain 2, turn your work 1 double crochet into every stitch like this, and over the chains you work 1 double crochet into every chain stitch. Make sure there are 6 of them. 4 like you did. So work 1 double crochet into every stitch until you get to the end of the row. Okay? And let me meet you there and show you what to do. So now for these next rows, you're going to chain 2 and turn your work 1 double crochet into every stitch until you get to the end. Once at the end, literally you're going to work a decrease in your very last stitch, exactly what we did for the other piece. You're going to decrease for a couple of rows, decreasing on one side, remember, for a couple of rows. Like you can see, this is it. Like I told you, you're going to be decreasing on this side. As you can see how I did mine, I decreased like this on this side. So that's exactly what you're going to do here. It has to go like this, okay? So let me just count the number of rows with which I decreased, and you can just do that. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So you're going to decrease for the next 8 7 rows, let me say this is complete, so that is 1. So for the next 7 rows, you're going to work a decrease on this side, and let me meet you right there once you have your decrease complete. So this is what I have, okay? And I don't know what you have, but once you have your 2 pieces complete, now we are going to work the back. So you're going to get your yarn and find a point at this point where you can just insert or attach your yarn like this. Chain 2, work a single crochet into this very first chain stitch. Now we are working on the opposite side of the foundation chains that we made. So work one single crochet into every chain stitch until you get to the end. Right there. So once you're there, you're going to chain 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So let me see if it actually fits. Let's just make it 18. So that was 15, 16, 17, 18. So we have 18 chains. Okay. And now you are going to work a single crochet into the foundation chains of the left piece to attach the 2 together. And once you're done with this, you're now going to chain 2 and turn your work. Okay. Now here you're going to work 1 double crochet into every stitch and chain stitch until you get to the end of it. And let me meet you there once you have your double crochets complete. Your first row of double crochet complete for the back piece. And then I can show you what to do next. So I have this done. That's my first row, and we are going to do exactly what we did on this side. So as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you're going to chain 2, turn your work 1 double crochet into every stitch for a total of 11 rows at the back. So that means if we have worked 1 row, so you're going to follow the very same step for the next 10 rows. And that's where I'm going to meet you and show you what to do. So I have my 11 rows complete. And here I'm going to chain 2, turn my work and start making this increase right here that we did for the armpits. There were 3 rows of an increase before I started working normal rows. So I'm just taking you through this because you're just going to do it yourselves. You're just going to work an increase like we did here, 3 double crochets for the increase, that's in the very first stitch, and then 1 double crochet into every stitch until the end. You repeat that for the next 2 rows, and after that you're going to work normal rows from here until down, given the length of the sweater that you made, or given the number of rows that you made from here up to down. So that's exactly what you're going to apply on this side. Remember, we are going to be working an increase on both sides, so it goes like this, all right, because this is the back. So into the very first stitch, you're going to work 3 double crochets in the very same stitch. And then you're going to work 1 double crochet into every stitch until you get to the very last stitch. And in the very last stitch, you're going to work 3 double crochets. So you will chain 2 and repeat the very same step for the next 2 rows. and after that you'll work normal rows from here until the end. So let me let you work this on your own, and when I get back I'll show you what to do and how to work your bishop sleeves that you're going to attach to this body of the sweater. So I have finished my rows at the back to match with those at the front, and what you will do is you will work a few single crochets on the borders like this, and then join the two right here. Join the two like I have done on this side. You see that? So you'll stitch the two together, and once you are done with that, I'll not show you how to because I already know you know. So just work a few single crochets, or any way that you feel like you can stitch the two together, you can stitch the sides together. So now what we are going to do is we are going to put this aside and get our yarn to make our sleeve. So to start the sleeve is you're going to get your hook right here, and you're going to make a knot and work a total of 15 chains. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. Okay, now you're going to work just 2 more chains to start your row, and in total you will have 17 chains, and then in the third chain stitch from the hook you'll work a half double crochet, and you'll continue working 1 half double crochet into every chain stitch until you get to the end of the row. So this is more like the band for your sleeve. And now once you have your 15 half double crochets ready, you're going to chain 2 and turn your work. Now we are going to work into the back loop. We are not going to work here, but instead we are going to work into the back loop there, and work 1 half double crochet, work into the back loop, work 1 half double crochet, and just continue working into the back loop. This is to create us a rib stitch because that's what we are looking for the band of your sleeve. And if you don't know how to work that, it is better you watch a few tutorials on how to work a rib stitch. That will come very easy for you. So once you have that done, you're going to just keep working the very same pattern until you have the length or width of the band that you want. So that's what I have made, and this is what I am looking for. Okay, so for me I worked a total of 16 rows, and then worked stitched the two together. All right, I stitched them from here. So you're going to work this until you have the length that you want. If you want to do exactly what I have done, I have worked 16 rows for my band, and that's where I'm going to meet you. I'm just going to work a few more rows, and that's where I'm going to meet you and show you how to work your sleeve and let you work it yourself. Then I can show you how to add this together and how to work your front twist to have it complete. So let me meet you there and show you what to do. So this is just to show you what to do. I've just worked a few rows just to show you what to do. Now when you have your total number of rows ready that you know can fit your arm or your wrist, you will work single crochets like this to join the 2 stitches together. So just work single crochets to join the 2 together, and once you have done that, you will turn this in out so that you can start working the body of your sleeve. Now here you are. Okay, you have finished working it, and it is like this. So you will get your hook. If you have worked 8 16 rows all around your wrist like this. You're now going to work a total of 25 single crochet stitches all around. Okay, so here you must have a total of 25 stitches. So whichever way you work your stitches, just make sure it is 25 single crochet stitches. Okay, so you work them all around like this. I don't know if this is very visible for you to see, but you work them all around. And once you have worked them all around, that's why you're going to get to work the body of your sleeve. All right, so I have finished working my single crochet stitches, and now I am going to work a slip stitch right into the very first chains that we started with. Now from here you're going to chain 2 and turn your work. Work 2 double crochets in the very same stitch. That's the very first stitch. Work 2 double crochets in that stitch, and into the next stitch right here you're going to work 3 double crochets in the very same stitch. And now into the next stitch you're going to work 2 double crochets in the very same stitch. Into the next stitch you work 3 double crochets in the very same stitch, and that's the pattern you're going to follow all through. 2 double crochets in the very same stitch, and the next one you work 3 double crochets in the very same stitch. So just continue with that all around. This is to help you have a bishop sleeve like this. Okay, as you can see, this is small, but then this is now big. Okay, so this is what you're going to do all throughout this row. So once you're done with this row, that's where I'm going to meet you and show you what to do. So here I am. I have finished working my my row, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to work a slip stitch like this, and now turn my work, chain 2 and turn my work. Please remember to turn your work when you're starting every row. So you're going to work 1 double crochet into every stitch all around and work a slip stitch when you finish that. So literally for the next 20 rows, for the next 19 rows in total, you are going to have 1 double crochet into every stitch. So work 1 double crochet all the way up like I have done for this sleeve for the next 19 rows. And once you have your 19 rows ready, literally you must have 20 rows in total. So once you have that ready, I am going to meet you there and show you how to work the decrease towards the shoulder part. Let me meet you there and show you what to do. So once you have your 20 rows complete of just normal double crochet, what you will do is you'll start working a decrease like this. So you will just attach your yarn. I am just going to take you through this sharp so you can just be in position to work your sleeves yourselves. As you can see right here, I skipped a total of 12 stitches. So that means you will have your work like this, and just find a point like here, and you'll double crochet 2 stitches together like we have been working the decreases for all the parts we have been working. 2 double crochets together and work 1 double crochet into every stitch until the end. When you're left with 14 stitches, you will work 2 double crochet together into the 13th and 14th, so that you have 12 stitches left here. Okay, and once you have that, you'll chain 2, turn your work, double crochet 2 together, then double crochet 1 into every stitch all around until you have 2 stitches left, and work 2 double crochets together for the last 2 stitches. You're going to repeat this for a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 rows in total. And now for the last 3 rows, this is what you will do. You will double crochet 2 together like this to work a decrease. Okay, And now you'll work 1 double crochet into every stitch until you get to like 10 stitches or 12 stitches to the middle, because now I am trying to work a design for the shoulder part. So once here, like you can see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. So we are 11 stitches to the top, and this is what we are going to do. We are going to work 2 double crochet together for the next 10 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5, like you can see, and we are going to do 5 for for this other part as well. So 1. So literally we are doing this for 20 stitches. That means the 10, 2 together 5 times, 2 together 5 times for this side as well. 3. If you don't want to do this, you can just do exactly what you have to do all the way up and stitch your now from here I'm going to work normal double crochet stitches until I get to having 2 stitches left, and as you can see I have 2 stitches left, 1 2. So here I'm going to work a double crochet. So these are the 2 1 2 stitches. So I'm going to work 2 double crochet together, chain 2, turn your work, work 2 double crochet together. That's the first and second stitch, like that. And now work 1 double crochet until you get to that point where we worked a decrease. So here we are. This is where we started working a decrease, like you can see. So I am going to work 2 double crochet together for the next stitches until where the decrease ends. Okay, so just do this until where the double crochet stops, the decreases stop. So here we are, that's where it stops. For the next stitches I am going to work 1 double crochet. If you can't keep track of what you're doing, please use some stitch markers to mark your stitches and get to know where to place what and what to place where. Here you're going to work 1 double crochet until you get to having 2 stitches left, and there you'll work 2 double crochet together. So here I am, I'm going to work 2 double crochet together, chain 2. So you see what it is doing. We are getting some sort of bend right here, and that's what I want. Okay, so we are going to work 1 more row of the very same pattern, double crochet 2 together, that's in the very first and second stitch, and then work 1 double crochet until you get to the end. Sorry, 1 double crochet until you get to the point where we had started working our decreases, and that's where we are going to work 2 double crochet together. As you can see, it is right here. So we are going to work 1 double crochet, a little more. Now I am right here, you see that? Now I'm going to work 2 double crochet together, like this, and then work 2 double crochet together, like this, and 2 double crochet together like this. Okay, so now for these next stitches I am going to work 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet until I get to having 2 stitches left, and there I'll work 2 double crochet together, and that will mark the end of our sleeve. You'll single crochet all around the borders and stitch these together. So here I'll work 2 double crochet together like that. So this is what we have. So this is what I have. Okay, so you're going to cut your yarn from here and just secure this. And now you're going to work single crochets all the way around. Okay, attach these 2 together like this. Okay, please make sure when you're crocheting these together, do not make when you're working single crochets all around, do not put a corner here. Just keep working 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet all the way around. Okay, so that it goes like this. Okay, so that you attach it to this piece like this. You see that? That's how it has to go on. Hope you're in position to see this clearly. That's how you have to attach this on, and once you have attached it on, you can just work your sleeve the way you want to, or the way you really understand how to work your sleeve, or whichever sleeve you want to work. I'm just going to show you how to put the front twist together. So as you can see, you will just have to get this split and put it right down there, and get this onto the top like that. See that? Now remember, we put a hole right here, so you'll get this piece into the hole like that. Okay, and just pull this like this, and remember this side is this. So what you'll do is you'll pull this together and get to this side and put this together. So once you have done that, you are going to stitch the 2 together. You can just use a darning needle or a needle that you have, or you can just work single crochets together like this. Okay, to stitch the two pieces together. The split, actually, to just stitch the split together like this. Go on and on and on like this. And now once you have really done the split, I hope you have understood how to get the split beneath each other. Once you have stitched this together, you will just cut off your yarn from here and secure this, or use a darning needle to get this through. And now, as you can see, we are going to turn it in out, and just to show you what it has done. Okay, so the essence of this was to have us have a front twist. If you are working an oversized sweater, this would actually turn off really good, because it would make so many folds right here. Okay, so it's according. If you really want your sweater to have so many folds, you can just work this a longer split, or put this hole a little further more on the inside. But remember, the more you put it further more, the more the fitting it's going to be. So it's how you actually place this together that will give you the best result. But all in all, I just wanted you guys to learn how to work your splits. your front twist and see how it looks like. I'll come back and work probably an off-shoulder front twist sweater and show you how it also looks like. So this is it. You will have white going through right here and white on the top on the side, or you'll have this going through right on the top and disappearing through the inside right there. And that's how it has to look like. That's how you work your front twist. So thank you for watching. This is a very reversible sweater. You can have the twist at the back or you can have the twist at the front. Whichever way you want your twist to be worn is exactly how you can wear your sweater. Please attach your sleeves and you have your sweater ready. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.